Active recovery and rest days are part of training. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 164. Put my coffee down. Of our Supersize You annual challenge. And all this month, we are focusing on the physical area and aspect of our life, our physical environment, which we really haven't talked much about. We've been mostly talking about our physical body. Why? Because that's the most important thing. What's manifesting in our life is a result of all the thoughts, all the behaviors, all the habits, all the things, all the experiences we've had before. And that's what shows up in our life right now. Well, if we like that, great. Keep doing more of what we've always done. But if we don't, if there's an area of our life that we want to see change, a lot of times we want to have something about our body change. I always wished I was a whole lot taller. Not going to happen, right? There's certain things that we need to understand are just the way they are. And we can look at them as a disadvantage, or we can find the opportunities and the advantages in those. I say, embrace whatever it is that you are that is not changeable. I cannot change my height. I am 5'1.5". I'm probably shrinking, but last time I was measured, I was 5'1.5". That's not tall. But guess what? Wishing to be something that we aren't never served anyone or any of us. And people used to always wish they had different type hair or different colored hair. Well, you can dye that. You can dye your hair any color of the rainbow you want nowadays. But back when I was a kid and when I was young and growing up, there were only a few things you could do, right? There were only a few products and services. There's been such a proliferation of everything in my lifetime. It could be overwhelming, or we can choose to change our perspective about it. We can say, look at all of the possibilities and all the options and all the things we get to choose from, because that makes it exciting and fun to have all the options and choices. Otherwise, we feel overwhelmed. I don't know about you, but I'm going to choose excited and fun over overwhelmed all day long. So, what the heck is active recovery, and what is rest, and what does it have to do with our physical health and well-being? Well, I mentioned, I think the other day, that following my sudden cardiac arrest, I decided, and I stated a goal to everybody I knew, I was going to exercise every day for a year. And that was met with much ridicule, much harassment, and much of, oh, you can't possibly do that. Now, I also shared that I went on to exercise every day in a row for 8 years. And then I had a physical challenge where I could not get out of bed one morning. And that meant I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing my usual exercise routines. But part of my exercise routines ended up being in my practices hard days, right? Days where I'd walk 6.5 miles at the state park, which is pretty hard. It's pushing myself. Or more calm rest days. I'd just go on a walk on a small path at the park, or I'd go and do something else that was lighter than that. Because I found that I could do a few days in a row where I would do the hard workouts and the hard pushing, but then my body would say, enough. I find when I'm pushing and I'm doing too much, I'm in a cycle like that right now, when I'm not listening to my body and I'm not listening to my intuition and I'm not getting enough rest, guess what? I get sick. I've had a cold going on 2 weeks now, and I was the last one in the household to catch it, and I was choosing not to participate. But then I went several days in a row without getting anywhere near enough sleep, without eating right and taking care of myself. And whammo, the germs got me. And that's what happens for me. And you have to figure out, what are the things that happen for you? What are the patterns for you? And why is this important? Because it's just like anything else. If we go, at some point we shut down. Our bodies will say, okay, I'm in overload. I've had enough. And I think my sudden cardiac arrest was a prime example of that. Now, did I realize it at the time? No, but I did a lot of untangling and a lot of unraveling and a lot of awareness of my life and events thus far that helped me to understand myself a lot better after that event. So we want to make sure that, and okay, let's be honest. If you haven't worked out all week, it's not a recovery day or a rest day. Just because it's Saturday, it happens to be Saturday when I'm recording this, or the weekend. If you didn't work out all week, then don't take the weekends off. If you did work out all week and that's your practice of taking the weekends off, then take the weekends off. To always be 100% honest and stay in integrity with ourselves. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It's why I'm a lot more careful nowadays when I commit to something or not, when I say I'm going to do it or not. But our bodies, just like we need sleep, we need a break from hard exertion of work sometimes. I can think of so many examples of this, just dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people that I've worked with, where they'll work themselves to the point of burnout, They burn out. They just want to blow everything up. I'm usually talking about business owners here. But if we catch ourselves soon enough, we stop, we pause, we take a deep breath, and we just reevaluate. And it's usually us that's the problem or the challenge in the situation, right? Nobody created the situation we're in for us. We created it ourselves. Now I can hear the blame warning signals going off right now. No, it was my ex-husband. No, it was my kids. No, it was my mom. Oh, it was my dad. No, it was my boss. But is that really true? Or do we co-create everything and every experience we have with other people? Do we draw those people and situations into our life by the choices we make? Yes, we do. So we can blame, but if we're blaming, we're not taking responsibility. And if we're not taking responsibility, then we have no control over the situation. And our minds will run amok and make up all kinds of stories that are absolutely fabricated, not true. Kind of like thinking AI is your best friend. Okay? It's a tool, but if you're treating it like your therapist or your best friend, you're going to run into trouble. I've just seen some really bad situations happen recently. Now, right as I have decided I need to learn AI, I need to use AI to help me in certain areas where I have limitations and I could use an enhancement and some help. And that's primarily in the area of editing. I don't know that I'll ever edit my videos, let's be honest. I just like to be who I am, and what you see is what you get. But processing them and sharing them on social media, etc., I believe that AI can help me do that. And I don't have to spend 2-3 hours a day doing things that would probably take another person less than an hour. So we want to have rest and recovery days, just like we want to get enough sleep so we don't burn out, so that we don't just quit altogether because it's too hard, so that we don't miss a day and then quit and never do it again because we beat ourselves up so badly with our negative self-talk that we just quit instead of continuing a good habit that we're attempting to form. Couple things to keep in mind. If we're sore from a hard workout, that means we're making progress, we're building muscle, and we need time to recover. If we feel pain, and I think we know the difference between being sore and feeling pain. If you've ever experienced pain in your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But pain is a signal that we must rest. We need to take a break and we need to rest. And you can do resting, take a nap, lay down, lay out in the hammock. Or we can do active rest. Active rest would be toned down exercises, stretching, yoga, going for a walk. I like to do walking meditations. Okay, I'm the queen of combining things to get the most bang for my buck out of my time. I don't know when I decided I wanted to be efficient and effective, but it was early on. It was probably my first job in college. I'll tell you that story someday. My first summer job in college. And it's just stuck with me as how I want to be and how I want to show up in the world. I always want to be continually improving. That's the Supersize You annual challenge and all the other annual challenges I've done so far. This is our 9th one. Can you believe it? 9 years in a row. Crazy. So today, what's our action item? I challenge you to share in the comments below your favorite way to have a rest day or an active rest day. What's your favorite rest activity? Mine is walking meditation, which is what led me to this. I love to walk and think. And I'm coordinated enough to pull that off. I don't think I could run and actually have deep thinking at the same time, but I can definitely walk in nature and meditate or think deeply, focus on my breathing, which gives me a double hit of rest and recovery, right? I'm actively walking, but I'm not walking to the point of sweating. And I am feeding both my mind, my spirit, my soul, and my body in ways that honor what's right for me. And we all have to figure that out. I never realized how much mindset and spirituality and things like that played into who I am until I came on the school platform. I think it's really fascinating. So I have reflective questions. I'm not going to ask them because I'm probably already over the 10-minute mark. If I can help you in any way with this, if you've got any questions about it, I've obviously got decades of experience with exercising on and off, physical activity on and off, resting and recovering. Not a trainer, not a physical therapist, not a doctor. Don't play one on TV or the internet. Just sharing my experiences, hoping that can help you and set an example. All right, that's it. Enjoy today's challenge. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.